Let's see. This display.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that button does. This is your record and stop.
Oh, okay. And then.
There's some.
Oh, okay. There's the focus, fade, zoom.
Well, this is your zoom and zoom out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the fade. You'll see 3 different fading arrangements. That's instant zoom. And then you'll see in the upper right hand corner a gradual fade.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is some sort of, I don't know, try it out.
Did you see they was working on the house?
Who, Aunt Dorothy?
We got some men to come and those dorms.
Oh, your
Yeah.
house, the gutters, yeah.
And the ladder's out there, and they left the other evening when it was drizzling rain and said they had another house started and the windows was out and they had to get the windows closed in.
Did they get it done?
No.
Oh, the windows are still open?
Oh, these people, or I don't know where.
Well, does Monty still mow your yard for you?
No, they got some man, but they got the man that I had to come and rake all my leaves and take them up. And so she called him and told him that she wasn't able to mow this summer. She mowed last summer. He brings 2 and 3 boys with him. He has a big wide mower. If she don't get out there and talk to him for 30 minutes, it takes her about 3/4 of an hour.
That's not bad at all. Wow. Not bad at all.
Boy, this thing's got a light, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty bright.
I guess you really don't need it on.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea to cover your aluminum foil and plastic wrap with contact paper.
Oh, Shelby did that. Made it look better.
Yeah, it does.
Was over here and changed it over there. And while I was at Kathy's, Kenneth went and bought this and put it all together and got this as nigh like that as he could get.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like it.
Yeah.
And it has a drawer in it.
Oh, that's nice.
And then
You got the same handles too. Oh, that's real nice.
And I was tickled to death with that because I just had a little table thing in there that just come up to about here.
Mm-hmm.
So he got it over at depot and put it together and got it fixed. So you put it on the back of it just like.
Yeah, that's neat.
I thought that was hard enough to melt that sugar, but it wasn't.
I turned the light off.
Yeah. I was just playing with the,
Fader.
mm-hmm.
Kenneth trying to lift up one corner, lift the whole thing up, and he has trouble. There's 2 before that he's propping it with. Then when he goes to hammering, it falls, and he just goes up and down, up and down. I don't know. He is working on that corner there now, trying to lift it up.
Do you think he needs some help?
He needs some help of trying to get that pole that lifted up till he can put a steel post. He's putting steel posts in that.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does he need a crane? Let's see, that's the frame of the painting. Okay. You can say hi.
Hello.
Do something funny.
Oh, your mom's gonna see this.
That's okay.
How about the cows?
Yeah, how about the cows? Yeah, they're cows. Do something funny. A joke.
I don't really know too many jokes either. You put me on the spot. You should take a picture of the dormers too.
Yeah, I will. The dormers. Oh, okay. This is the vinyl siding.
And then on to the
It was called
church.
Walden's Creek.
Walden's Creek's where Virgil was born and raised till he's 24 years old.
Is that where you were? Is that where you were born and raised?
No, I was born in the 3 miles from Pigeon Forge, Dollywood there. I was born out that way, 3 miles out there from Dollywood and them.
And how close was that to Walden's Creek, do you think?
Oh, that's, well, it wasn't very far if you come across the mountain, but if you come down here next to Dollywood and then go out the road there and up, it's about 2 miles up there then to there. And then we was going to that church. I always went with Mr. Allen and Ella Mae and Herman and them. And we just go and Virgil come out and go on to church too. But he didn't come in church. He stayed outside, him and a bunch of boys. And then
How old was he then, you think?
24 years old.
And they just hang out outside?
Yeah. And then when the church was over, we all started, why, then him and Vic and just a whole bunch of them joined us coming back up the road. And then
Those were his friends?
yeah,
Vic was one of his friends?
Vic was his brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he'd stop off there at their house, and we come on up to Keener to Boyd's Creek. We all was walking, nobody had cars. And we was all walking. Then I was dating Herman Allen, which all of them went to church down there.
Was Herman Allen a friend of
No,
Papa's?
no.
Oh. He was a friend of the family's?
Friend of us, Keeners and all of them. He just lived across the field that way. We lived here on the road. He lived across there. And I dated him quite a while. And
How long do you think? Over a year?
yeah. And then, I don't know how come, but anyway, coming back from church one Saturday night, Virgil asked me for a date next Saturday.
And had he ever talked to you?
Oh yeah, just in the crowd. He was just talking, and everybody was just talking just like you have about 15 walking along out there, and everybody was a blabbing. And he was right in the bunch.
But you never knew that he had a crush on you?
I think to be sure that he was just trying to get Herman out of the way, and so that I wouldn't go over to Allen's and I wouldn't pay no attention to Herman.
Did Papa ever talk to Herman?
Oh yeah, I talked to Herman, Mr. Allen, and Mo and Ella Mae, and Kathleen, everybody there. Just
So they got along okay?
oh yeah, everybody was laughing and talking, coming up the road. And they come to his house first, and he just opened the gate and went in there and hollered to some of them, we'll see you next week or something. And we just kept going until we got on up to Boyd's Creek, there where Keener's, I was staying with Keener's then.
Now, they were the people that you did the housework for?
And they had that store there, and they had 3 cows to milk, and they sold cream, and take them big milk cans. I know you've seen them along the roads, big milk cans, and it's got that lid goes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just set that milk can in the car and go on up the highway there to the pasture, milk the cows and pour it in there and come back. And then they had a separator, and you poured that milk up in that, and it went through all those discs, and the cream come out one way, and just like this 1% milk, it come out the other way. And then the truck come by every week and picked up that can of cream.
Well, how old were you when you worked for them?
I was about 16 and a half when I first went up there.
And your parents didn't care? I mean, that you left home?
No, Charlie Johnson had a big farm down there, and his mother-in-law lived with him, and she was Miss Keener too, but the cousin of Mr. Jap Keener. And then she told them about me, and they come down there to see if I'd come and stay. And so Mama said yes if I wanted to. And so I just got up and got in the car and went with them.
Wow. Let's say, do you remember, after Papa asked you out, do you remember what you said to him?
I don't remember.
Well, I guess you said yeah.
I guess. And then he was going with Dora Roberts and Anderson. Her brother lived on Tim's place too, right above where Virgil and them lived. And he'd go to Newport to see her. He's been going up there a long time. I guess that she must have come down to her brother's and he got acquainted with her. And he went up there right smart.
And what was her name? Do you know what her name?
Dora Roberts. She died right smart bit ago. We went to the funeral.
Oh, he still kept in touch with her?
Well, we knew her brother and,
Oh, wow.
and his wife and his children and I just knew her as coming down there. But Virgil had known him longer than I had.
Well, so you remember where you all went on your first date?
I think we just went to church and back.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because we didn't have no car to go nowhere else.
Well, so how long was it you all were dating until he asked you to marry him?
A year or something, a little over a year.
And all y'all did during that year was just walk back and forth to church?
Went to church and Mr. Keener had a barn out there and another building, and the fair people would come and want to post on the barn about the fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give you just a lot of tickets to everything at the fair.
Oh, neat.
And so we went to the fair with Mr. and Mrs. Keener. And we wouldn't come back till after the fireworks. They wouldn't leave till after fireworks. And we'd stay to that and come back because they come.
Mm-hmm.
And we got all the rides and everything free because Mr. Keener gave me all the tickets that I wanted to ride on. And that was the farthest way we went, was just with them down there. And of course, she was kind of big and fat and she couldn't walk too much. So she'd go somewhere where she could sit down for a while. And she usually packed the big lunch and took it, to keep from buying stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she liked what she cooked better than she liked what they had down there. And of course they had candy and everything there.
Cotton candy.
Junk. Yeah.
Well, so you all went to the fair for dates then too?
Yeah, we went to the fair every time they went. Yeah. I don't know how come Mr. Stevens to let Virgil off from the farm long enough to get ready by the time we got ready. Because he wanted everybody to work till 9 and 10 o'clock and then come in and eat supper. And after we was married, why, we never had supper till 9 o'clock in the night. He wouldn't quit work. And once you got in, put the teams up and fed them and everything, got to the house, then supper at 9 o'clock. We never had supper at 5 and 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't at Madisonville either. Grandpa still stayed out in the fields so late that they didn't have any supper till around 9 o'clock. Till he couldn't hardly go. And
Mm-hmm.
then he'd come to the house just before it got dark.
Well, so when you all started dating, how did you tell the boy you were seeing, and how did Papa tell the girl he was seeing?
I don't think he ever told Dora because he had slip off and go up there like Saturday evening and not come back till about 8 or 9 o'clock Saturday night. And
He'd come over to your place?
no, not after that. Miss Keener wouldn't let him. One night he went to see Dora, and he said that he'd come back and we'd go to Chill High to the commencement
Uh-huh.
at the school. And I said, okay. So he didn't come. And
You mean he was dating both of you at the same time?
yeah, he was going up to Dora's.
Did you know it? You
Yeah.
knew about it?
And so he was going up there, and he was going to come back, and we was going to commencement that Sunday. Him and Vic had bought a Ford car from Tim. And so I told Miss Kenner that we was going to go to Chill High. And she said, okay. And waited and waited. And he didn't come. And it was about 15 to 8. I went upstairs and I went to bed. And then when he come, he stopped, and it was done 9 o'clock. He stopped and he talked to Miss Kenner a few minutes, and I could hear him. And he said, where's Zoe? She says she's gone to bed. Says it's time for people to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and she's gone to bed. She's asleep. So he said, well, I guess I better get on down. So he left and went on to the house, down to his house.
Now, were you still dating your other friend?
No, me and Herman just talked each time we was going to church and things. But I didn't date him no more then.
Yeah. Did you tell him that you liked Papaw?
No, he just seen us come from church right along with him. So everybody was just together. You didn't know which one was coming and which wasn't.
Well, so you remember when he asked you to marry him? Or when did he get rid of Dora?
Well, finally he just quit going up there.
Just like that?
Yeah. And I just don't know. I can't remember now. I used to, I could remember, but I just can't remember now when that we talked about getting married. It's just left me. It's been so long.
Well, wouldn't you get angry when he'd go up there to Dora's?
No, I didn't care.
So you didn't really, it didn't bother you at all?
No, he said, well, you just don't ever care for nothing. I said, I take care of myself. I've always took care of myself, and I don't need nobody's help. That's exactly what I said. And I did. I went to stay at Kenner's. I kept my clothes. I kept everything. And I didn't owe nobody nothing. And I felt like I was free. I could go when I got ready and come back when I got ready. And if I wanted to go down to Mother's and Dad's, they lived, the house sat right up there and the railroad run right down here. And they had this little train, they called it, it was just one coach. And so I knew the conductor and all. And I just step up there to the station, just right like, well, I was a little farther than here at Dorothy's, and catch the little train, and then he would stop right in front of Mom and Dad's house, and I'd get off and right through the yard, and I was home.
Oh, so you were real close then. Well, that's nice.
And then that evening, it run twice a day little train did. And that evening, when I'm going to go back, I'd say, now I'm going back as you go back on this 4 o'clock run. And they'd pick me up as we come back. We'd
Huh.
stop right in front of the house.
Now, was that just a local train that ran through
Went into
Sevierville?
Knoxville.
Oh, it went all the way to
Went from
Knoxville.
Sevierville to Knoxville,
Wow.
yeah. And it picked up the mail at Lloyd's Creek as it comes.
Huh.
And took it. It was a nice little train, or coach, I guess they called it.
Well, so where did you all have your wedding?
At Miss Keener's in the living room.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
And who?
She had a beautiful living room and the prettiest ferns. She had some little table things and them sitting on them, on that. And these ferns come down to the floor. It was so pretty. She had so many pretty ferns. And we got married right in there. And Alvin McCarty, her niece. Yeah, her niece. And Nell Hammer lived right on up above us there. And Mr. Keener and Miss Keener. And the preacher and me and both. And Alvin, that's all it was there.
Wow. Now, did y'all get married because you were pregnant?
No, indeed. No, indeed. Not me, never. No, not me. And not me again. If I was back young again, wouldn't be me neither. I get tired of hearing of these people getting pregnant and having these babies, and some of them deformed and everything else. It makes me sick.
Well, so after y'all got married, when did you stay at the Keeners?
I stayed till Saturday.
You didn't go anywhere on your honeymoon?
We didn't have enough money to go on a honeymoon. No.
But y'all weren't even together the night you got married?
No.
So he went back to his house and you
He
went back to your house?
his house, and Keeners took me back to their house. We went to church that night. There's a running revival down at the Methodist Church. Now that was between there and Boyd's Creek Church. That was Baptist at Boyd's Creek. And so we got married. And then just in about an hour or so, we had to go to church. And we just went on to church. And Bert would come up to church too. And then when church was over, he went home, and I got in the car with Keeners and we come to the house. And then Saturday evening, I didn't like that, but it's just the way it was. A Saturday evening, about 4 o'clock, Miss Dalen's grandma and Blanche McMahon, that they lived on the farm, her and Blanche come up there to get me, to take me down to Miss Dalen's house, about 4 o'clock on Saturday. And
You didn't want to go? Or
I didn't care whether I went or not. I just soon stayed. But anyway, Grandpa wouldn't let Virgil leave the field to come up there and get me. He had to work. He was in the field working when me and Blanche and Grandma came.
wow.
So that way I didn't even care.
Well, you married him, though.
Yeah, I did.
So you must have cared a little bit.
Yeah, I did care a little bit, but I didn't like just being bossed around and have to stay out in the field till it was way late and you couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't go to church or anywhere else.
So you all stayed at the Stallings' house?
Yeah, we went down there and I stayed there. Yeah, I stayed there about 2 weeks, and Mom and Dad, Grandma was sick, and Mom and Dad caught the train, went to Sevierville and went on up in Little Cove to see my Grandma and Grandpa. And Virgil come down there and stayed at the house. There's me and Opie and Neola. And he come down there and stayed 2 nights, but he had to leave at 4 o'clock the next morning to go load up watermelons and cantaloupes and things to take a load to Knoxville. And then I went back up to Grandma's, and I don't know if I stayed there 3 or 4 days. And then I went down to Aunt Roach. That's Herman and Sam's mother and daddy.
Oh, okay.
And I went down there. They lived out in the country on a big farm out there. And I went down there and stayed a week. And
Was Herman there?
no, Herman was back up here above Keener.
Oh, okay.
And I went down to Aunt Roach that used to live over here at Lakemont. And Sam and Herman and them had a garage over there. And then I come back up to the house then, and it just wasn't no time till Grandpa and them were moving to Madisonville. But between that time, we went to Madisonville and to see the place down there that Grandpa had bought. And we took dinner and everything and eat down there under those shade trees. And then we come back, and I think it was just about a week till Grandpa started moving. Then we just lived in Tim's house there where they moved out. Why?
So you moved into your grandpa's house?
No.
Or who was Tim?
And Tim McMahon,
Tim
the
McMahon.
man that owned the big farm where their Mr. Stallings had rented.
Oh,
He
okay.
stayed there I forgot, a long time. And they raised cantaloupes and watermelons and corn and wheat.
So that was where Papa's parents lived?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all moved into another separate little house? Or?
No, they moved out of this house.
Oh, Papa's parents.
And they moved out of that house and moved to Madisonville in the old big house that they had down there. And I just cleaned up the rooms and everything when they moved out, and we just stayed there. And that's where we lived, and we still lived there when Junior was born in that house. And then I forgot when we moved back up to Keener's, right next to the railroad up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Harold was born.
Now, is that still there, the Keeners' house?
The house is gone, the store's gone, and it's all graded off there, and you wouldn't know that nothing was there. And this house had an upstairs, and there was 3 rooms and a hall upstairs. And then down where she stayed, they had that store, and it was a great big thing. And he had about everything. He sold cheese and drinks and hardware stuff and everything like that. And him and her had a bed over in the corner from the fireplace, and that's where they slept. And then you went out the door into the living room to the right, and that was the living room, and then to the left was the dining room, and then on out was the smokehouse, and then it had a door went out.
They'd smoke their own pigs and stuff.
Mhm.
They'd smoke like barbecue smokehouse.
Yeah, yeah, they cured their meat in there, but they didn't after I went there because he quit buying the hogs and killing them, so it was just the big room in there. It was a big old house, but last time I went up through there, you couldn't tell where a house had set. It was all graded off there, and the road that went up by the side going across toward Cumberland Heights, they graded the corner of it off, and it didn't look like the place.
Yeah.
You just couldn't tell where it was. But where Virgil and them lived down there, that house is still standing, and somebody lives in it, and they look like they'd added another room to it, and made the back porch a little bigger. It had the front porch and the back porch. But the one that the Keeners had, you can't tell that it was ever there.
Now, you all didn't move back into the Keeners. You all moved back right by the Keeners or next door to the Keeners?
Yeah, we moved just like from here over yonder, that spot that was in the road yonder, that they had a farmhouse there, and Virgil rented from him, and we moved in that farmhouse.
And that's where you had Uncle Harold?
Yeah. Right down from the railroad train that made so much noise when it passed. Not the little train, the big train ran. It had all the box cars and everything, and it run twice a day to Sevierville.
Yeah, what did Papa do to bring in money? Was he working on loading up the watermelons and working on the field?
It raised watermelons, cantaloupes, and wheat fields and corn fields, and he got, like, a sharecropper. He got so many loads of this and so many loads of that, and that's what they lived on. They sold that, you see. That's all the money they had coming in, is what you raised on the farm.
So could you all make ends, because you had Uncle Harold and both Uncle Harold and Uncle June then, right?
Yeah. We were still on the farm. We still worked on the farm. Keener had a big farm. Virgil worked on it, and then when you work on a farm, they don't charge you house rent.
Oh, okay.
You get your house free.
And then you get the food too, right? Or you get some of the food?
Yeah, you get so much of each one that you're raising. Well, farming is a tough life, but back then you didn't have to pay light bills and water bills. You always had a good well or a good spring, and you didn't have all that to do. And you raised your chickens, and you canned all your stuff, so you lived pretty well in the winter.
So that's what you kept busy doing mostly, just preparing all the stuff and taking care of.
Yeah.
Now, how could you do that with two little boys running around?
It was hard, but you just have to do an hour or two and then take care of them. While they're asleep, then you work your head off.
And then did you have Uncle Ken when you lived in that house too, or had you all moved by that point?
No, Ken was born right down here in the field in the old company house, looming company.
Now, when did you all decide to move from out in Sevierville? When did you move out here?
You see, we moved to Madisonville when the farmers, you worked all day for $1. And then they cut it for 75 cents, from $1 to 75 cents.
Why'd they do that?
Well, just hard times, I reckon. And so then Grandpa told Virgil to come down there, and he would, I don't know if he said he'd give him $1 or 75 cents, I forgot which. And so we moved to Madisonville, and we stayed down there, and it just got so hard, and he got on that WPA.
What's that?
Work on the roads, building bridges and
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
Headings,
Mm-hmm.
concrete headings. Him and Floyd McKelvey got on that. And so then one time, Jim Lawson said, Virgil, let's go to Maryville and try to get a job. So he come in and said, well, we're going to Maryville and see if we can get a job. So he come up here, and Bonds and Wolf's factory was over there. And it was all lumber. And they had a planing mill and a sawmill and everything. They got on there, both of them, Jim and Virgil too. So they furnished a house there, and we moved up there, and we stayed there till he got on the plant. And then he got on the plant while the plant owned the old house down here in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And so they rented that house for $6 a month.
Wow.
So we moved in that, and we stayed there till we moved in this. And that was it.
So was $6 pretty good for renting houses then?
No.
Was that expensive?
The better houses was more than that. Because this is out there in the field and belonged to the looming company. They said the rent would be $6 a month.
Now, how did Papa find out about the job at the aluminum company?
Well, it was always around us over there at Bonds and Wolf, that little town. You can hear them at the plant working, and then you can hear they're going to hire tomorrow, or they're going to hire next week, certain day. And so he heard they was going to hire a certain day, and he went over there and they hired him.
Now, what was he doing?
Rolling flat sheets.
That's right.
Big sheets of aluminum in a great big old mill. And it goes through their big rollers. And they roll that so many times and makes it thin or a thick gauge.
Mm-hmm.
And whichever that called for, he rolled that, and he worked on that till he retired.
And you worked there for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, I worked over there about 2.5 years.
And that was after Uncle Ken was born?
Mm-hmm.
And before Mommy was born?
Yeah. No, Kathy was little and Ken was big, and I got a girl to come stay with us. And she took care of them. And so we moved from down the old field to here. We had got this acre here, And so, I've forgotten his name, I know it so well. He come out there and he said, Virgil, he says, we're going to tear down all the farmhouses. We're not going to have no more farmhouses on the lumber company. And Virgil said, well, I'll tell you, he says, I wish it wasn't so soon. He says, I've done and got me a house started, the basement's already dug, and we're going to start building the house this week. He says, I sure do hate it to have to move now. He said, that's all right. If you've got your house started, he says, build your house, and as soon as you get it built, move in it, and we'll tear this one down the next day. And sure enough, they waited until we got this one built.
Oh, that's nice.
And we moved in, and of course, we didn't have the basement poured yet. But we put down, I took up the old linoleum rugs down there and brought them and put them down there on the floor. And before we got the concrete fixed and put in. So we moved from the old house in the field to here, and that's where we're at now.
So did they tear it? I guess they tore it down right after you all moved out?
Yes, sir. About 3 days after we got everything out, went down there, and the bulldozer was just tearing it all down.
Huh.
They tore down every one.
Well, so was it nice to have a nice solid house?
Yes, it sure was. I was so glad when we got this one done to move in it. It looked like something then, now it don't look so good. You just have to, if you have something, you just have to keep working at it.
There we go. So that's the plant Sherry had delivered for your birthday.
I just thought these other 2 rooms, if you wanted to take a picture before everything's tore up. Takes me forever to get up here. Beds are all made up.
Looks pretty. That looks real pretty.
And I'm gonna fix different curtains when we get through here.
Now, what are y'all doing in here?
Huh?
Are you tearing the rooms down?
No, they're working on the outside of the rooms. You seen where they put that stuff up out there.
Yeah.
And then I hope to paint later on. Guess I'll get back out of your way. Do you want a light on?
Oh, that looks pretty. Oh no, this is good. It shows up real well.
Turn the light on if you want it on.
Wow, you got a lot of quilts.
Yeah, I got a lot of quilts.
Mommy said that you were working on one. I guess, is this the one that you were?
I took it down to Joanne's. And I got this one done. This is like the one I made for you.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And that cushion, Kathy gave me that when she was working up there. And this is Harold's. And it's got his name there on it, you see.
Yeah. Now that's one from
The back of his jacket.
Oh, from when he was in the
When he
Army.
was in service.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. And I took it.
Now what's that pillow from?
And I made this and brought it home when I come.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't guess you've ever seen that before.
Mm-mm. No, I haven't.
It's made out of your,
I've seen that material.
Yeah.
So you used it.
yeah.
Oh,
that was out
good.
of yours. Yeah. And I'm gonna fix them cracks up yonder. And I'm gonna take them heavy curtains down and put something light up there.
Oh, that'll be pretty once you get
Yes.
that done.
And here I've got this rolled over.
You want me to shut that?
Right.
There we go. Oh yeah, that looks nice. You know, I got a vanity similar to that. I bought it at an antique store
Wow.
and refinished it.
Uh-huh.
It's real similar
Yeah,
to
that
that.
goes with this bedroom suit. That chest of drawers and this bed.
Wow. Well, that's gonna look nice when you. That's gonna look really good
Yeah.
when that's all fixed up.
And so this won't blow too.
There we go. Boy, that's a lot of quilts. How many do you have there? You got about 1,
Oh,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Over 20.
yeah, I guess there is.
Gosh.
Yeah. Maybe we might can look at something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back down there and get some potatoes peeled. We couldn't see nothing.
Oh, that's pretty. That's a new bedspread, isn't it? It used to have a white one.
Yeah, yeah, there's a white and then yonder one I'll give you if you want it.
Oh, yeah. The white one that was on here?
No, yeah, it used to be on here. It's like them sitting there on that bed.
Yeah, they're pretty. Those are
But
pretty.
it's an older one, but it's still good.
And that's the sewing case that Papa made,
Yeah,
right?
that's what Papa made.
Bria's got one similar to that. It's pretty.
And of course, this was Kathy's little room, and Shelby's got all of her stuff in here. You can't see nothing. It's so packed up.
Now, what? Oh, yeah, she's still got her sewing
Yeah,
stuff.
she's got 2 machines up here.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let's go down and get that started. Kenneth will quit in a few minutes, I guess.
Okay.
This one over here will be gone late.
Well, this one's
Yeah.
it's gone. Oh, okay.
Put some water on here for them potatoes.
Okay. Okay. So you want me what? I'll wash this off and peel them?
Yeah, I'll just peel them and then wash them to leave them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
it okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me get a knife and I'll help you peel.
Mammaw. Well, will you sit down? Can you sit down and do it?
No,
No?
I can get them. Stand there,
Okay. You said you weren't going to cook anything or do anything.
but let's see. I just get it peeled, you can lay it in there.
Okay. These are the kitties. There's Paisley. And Susie.
Whose favorite late night snack?
Gotta find Picasso.
What would you like me to do? Undo what you did. Get him back to that.
There's Tom. Is Picasso outside? Have you seen her?
I think she did go outside. I
Okay.
haven't seen her recently.
Okay. This is one bedroom. Mercy. No Picasso. Bathroom. Art room. Bedroom. There's one painting in the seminary at Tyler. Okay. Let me get this one. Another painting that's of the desert out in California. Another painting. It's from the Biltmore Estate. And this is the painting that I'm working on. This is the view in front of Mammaw's house. And that's it. This is the view outside of my house. And I'll find Picasso. Oh, I'll get one more, a better one. There we go. And then, okay. Okay. Now I will take you out back. Oh, I want to get her outside. There's Tishan.
Up the steps.
Hi, sweetie. Wave. Oh, they're going inside. This is the view out back. This is for Jennifer. Down the stairs. This is the back stairs. Here's the creek I told you about. It's not running it's not flowing right now, but that's it. There's some water. And anyway, this is the view from the back porch. All the kudzu taking over the trees. You can see the laundry room way over there. There we go. Mailboxes. That's where I get your letters. That's that. I'll take a walk down here. Oh, here comes Golden.
Everyone else is busy eating.
Goldman, why aren't you hungry, honey?
I've been eating the whole time.
I had the bucket.
You left the lid open. It's just the pure invitation.
Let me see if the gray cat ate. Ooh.
Here, do this, honey.
What?
Just to show you how big Goldman is. We'll put a regular shoe, a size 12 shoe, next to him.
That's how big he is.
Here's my hand. That's the big bugger. Look at that belly.
He's big.
Ooh, yeah, buddy. So that's how big he is. Man, getting chewed up by mosquitoes. Ooh, buddy.
Picasso's done too.
Here's up. Oops. Taking out the trash.
Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie.
Obviously, we're real scared of the camel.
She doesn't like me following her. You gonna show off?
Let me, skip through here.
What you doing? Mommy. Hi, Mama. What you talking about? What? Come on in. Okay, I guess that's it. Well, now you know what our apartment looks like in the outside. This is the view from the back, from the bedroom. Pretty view. Here we go. Okay, and we'll see you soon.